Here we go, 205. Now the problem is neither one of us have our glasses. So it's going to make complicated to read the questions. But we're going to have to figure it out.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, it's a mystery. So let's see. Hello, are we live? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, cool. So,
testing.
Hello, Julia. You're the first one to join on live. I'm going to announce my guest, Barry, here in a second. He is also a relationship guru.
Ooh, fancy.
All right, so we're going to let a few people join. You guys know me. I'm doing a spontaneous, unofficial live tonight with my friend Barry. We've done some YouTube videos together, right? Is that what we'd say? Facebook Lives.
And then,
Facebook Lives. I've known Barry for years, and he is say it.
Love and relationship expert.
Champion of a divine feminine.
I'm also a passionate champion for the divine feminine, is what you're asking me to say.
Passionate champion for the divine feminine.
Yes.
I don't know what that means. I still don't know what it means. I still don't know what it means. Right.
My clients know.
So you guys are going to be able to ask us questions tonight, as usual, per usual. I love it when you tell me your name and tell me your question. And we can dive right in, and you can get my opinion, you can get Barry's opinion.
Ooh, a twofer.
Yeah, twofer. Now, here's the thing. You know I'm always honest. I can't guarantee that Barry is going to be. But I'm always keeping it real. So if you like what we're doing.
She's more blunt than I am, basically, is what we're saying here.
He's a little more, you can be a little more politically correct.
I can be more soothing.
Perhaps. I'm more honest. Okay,
Right.
So just tell me your name, tell me your question, and the deal is we'll stay here as long as you have questions. If you don't have questions, we're going to wrap this shit up and, do something else with our time, right?
Hey, we got things we can do with our time.
Out on LinkedIn. Okay, Valeria, hello, how are you? Yes, matchmakers will be trolling you everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to know what they said. What was their line they gave you?
What was their intro?
Well, I mean, it depends on who it is. Who was the matchmaker, and I'll tell you. Because I have a lot of advice for that, as a matter of fact.
Indeed.
So what? Okay, let's just start the ball rolling.
Sure.
What is the most popular question you get asked by women? Like, what's a theme? Because he works with women. I pretty much work with everybody, and we are having wine tonight.
Yes.
I was not drinking and TikToking, but I am tonight. You never know.
Yes.
Normally sober, you never know what I'm going to say.
Right.
Drinking, it could get ugly fast.
So,
if you like this, share this. We're going to answer your love and dating questions. Barry is say it.
English? No,
a divine champion.
A passionate champion for the divine feminine.
He's been a coach. Give him toot your horn for me.
So I've written a book. I talk about love and relationships. I'm a spiritual guide as well, and I am passionate about women healing the hearts, attracting healthy relationships, and I'm also passionate about men respecting women, which is another part of my work.
And what is passionate? Okay, I'm going to stop you for a second.
Sure.
Because it's easy to say the words, but
Yes.
what they do, and sometimes with that English accent, you talk so fast, can't really understand. And maybe it's my ears, but I think, thank you, you agree.
Maybe it's the wine.
No, but you say it so fast.
Okay.
So what I'm saying to you is, it's easy to say that you're this passionate champion, but what does that actually mean? Like,
Sure.
like when you just said about men and you know what I mean?
So let me distill it down. So I'm very passionate because I had back in 2007 a very transformational experience where I got to explore and experience myself as a masculine man for the first time in my life. Yes, it took a long time to get there.
And how did that happen? Hold on, stopping you every point of the way.
Okay,
how did that happen?
I was at a retreat seminar that I didn't know I needed, but I wanted, which was really for me to understand there was something other than being a nice guy or a macho man. And the masculine man is the third option, which I didn't know I could choose. And when I did that in that workshop, the men were doing practices to develop the masculine authenticity, connection, depth, openness, whilst the women were opening up to their feminine.
I'm just going to hold this so it's a little closer.
All right, cool. It's a hat, so that's what I was doing.
Yeah, go ahead. And you had this epiphany.
And also, at the same time, the women were developing loud bikes.
Yeah.
At the same time, the women were working on their feminine. And at the end of that weekend event, it's the first weekend I did this, I've done this many times since, but at the end of that weekend, the men and the women were no longer in the room facing the front, listening to the lectures. We were standing facing each other, the men on one side, women on the other. We were holding in, stepping into a masculine space, holding a depth of presence, of strength, of truth, open heart presence. The women on the other side of the room were facing us and were basically, I would say blasting us, not intentionally, but the feminine energy was radiating at us.
Why did I ask you to launch into this story?
You asked me.
It's going on a bit long, don't you guys think?
So bottom line is simple, is the fact is that I got to witness the feminine energy in a way I never experienced before, and it basically became a calling for me to serve that for the rest of my life.
And how do you do it? But what's the, I mean, listen, I want to take some questions.
Yeah.
This is so awesome. Great to see you here. Barry, oh, somebody knows you. Debbie. Debbie.
Oh, Debbie. Yeah, I know Debbie.
Okay, there we go.
We do a live stream on Tuesdays together when she's around.
Hello.
And she's having me
Hello, Debbie.
She's having me on her show in next month sometime.
Well, okay.
Yes.
How can you improve feminine energy? I'm going to toss that. Hello,
Yes.
Haley. I'm tossing that. Haley is my little lady that works with me. And
Very
hi,
cool.
Haley. Yeah.
Hi, Haley.
Okay.
So
I'm going to throw this to
me.
you know what your name is.
The name's Barry.
It's the
remember?
wine talking.
Nice to
I know.
meet you.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Barry.
So my work with women primarily is for them to disengage.
First of all, Kelly, how you feeling? She had well, I'm not going to say
I
what
could
you
read
had.
it.
Kelly, you remember you met Kelly on my coaching thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Hi,
And
Kelly.
she just had major surgery. We're not going to say what it is.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Kelly? Okay, now go ahead and tell me.
Okay,
tell
well,
us your
comments
deal.
come up, right.
Yes. The feminine. How do you do that?
Mostly the fact is, for women being the feminine, is to disengage their way of being like a man. Because most women I've worked with in the past, and many women I dated, were more in their male energy, getting things done, making things happen, and basically competing with the men. That's not feminine.
How would I switch from being like a man? Because I'm well aware of it. I'm not trying to do anything about it. I'm perfectly good that way. But
So-
if I didn't want to be, how would I switch, Barry?
So let me preface it first by saying some women are naturally masculine. Most women are naturally feminine. Same as men.
Interesting.
Naturally masculine. Some of them are naturally feminine.
Interesting.
That's just the way it is. And it's not sexual polarity based. That's just the way people are wired.
Okay.
But for most women, especially women who've been in business, they put on like the male way of doing things to get things done, to compete, to succeed and thrive in the business world.
Yeah.
But in relationships, when that happens, it ends up these two male
course.
energies banging heads. So
Well,
what I do-
hello, if they even get to the relationship.
Yes, indeed.
Because my guys won't even date a girl or woman that has very, very male energy. You know
The
what I mean?
challenge also for women is they've been trained to believe that being feminine is being weak, which is bullshit. Let me be clear about that. The feminine energy actually is stronger than the masculine, especially when women own their femininity. It's not something like, oh, how soft and wonderful it is. No. It's a depth of authority that is the power of, like, say it. It's funny, the words are slipping from me for a second. Let me just come back to it a second. For the women in their feminine, it's a place of authority. But it's also a place of flow. The feminine energy is more of a flowing energy. The masculine energy is a very pushing energy, which is a differentiate the two.
But as a lady boss, how can you switch that off?
For some women, it's something where they are wishing to meet a man who would lead and be their loyal and supportive guide, but they don't know how to let that happen because they're so busy doing it themselves.
I also think women who are lady bosses tend to attract clunkers.
Or passive, nice guys.
Yeah, the guys that they carry their balls in their purse. You mean that kind of guy?
I was that for a while at times, I remember.
Yeah, I can see that. I can even steamroll you, Barry. I mean,
I know.
come on. You're still a nice
But
guy.
no, I don't do
but
that.
No, I know. Teasing. I'm half teasing. We've known each other a long time, okay?
Yes, we
we've
have
done
history.
many lives together, so we're in
Yeah.
a little sync here. We like to joke around.
We do indeed.
And he's visiting me here in my town this weekend. It's
Yes,
nice
indeed.
and fun.
It's gorgeous.
And so anyway, but seriously, like, can you give, just without all the beautiful, British accent talk, can you please?
I'm not taking an American accent just
can
for
you
you.
please break it down just for three? Just tell Gina, because you
Okay.
know Gina.
Yeah.
Tell Gina how 3 things that she could do to reset her, put the masculine energy on the back burner. 3 things.
First thing, let the man lead. Trust him enough to either screw up or succeed.
Okay, I like that. So in other words, here's the thing. If he makes a plan for a date and you don't like that plan, just go with it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because if it turns out, and if he realizes he made a mistake and he owns up to it, great. If he course corrects, that's fine, but don't course correct him.
And if he picks you up in a vehicle that's really shitty and dirty inside, what do you do?
Well, hopefully you know that ahead of time so you don't
How
do
would
that.
no? A lot of
Okay.
women don't know. They get in. How would you know that their car's going to be a horror show when you get in?
Well, you're also stacking up the clarity of what is going to be really working for you or not working for you. The shitty car goes on the not working list.
Right, but do you still smile and act really feminine and nice, and you're in a shitty gross car?
You could question him about the car.
How would you do that in a feminine way, Barry?
You could say something like it's an interesting car. I mean,
That sounds passive aggressive.
No, but you could say
Oh gosh,
I'm surprised this is your car. Even, I mean, I'm not sure the right words. I don't have to think for that. I mean,
people like you to give them things to say, Barry. That's why these people are here watching us.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they really want free information, like good tips here.
As we talked about, being honest is key.
I think being honest is key. But I guess honestly, if I'm just not going to be joking, I'm going to be serious for a minute. I guess what I would say is, if you're trying to be in your feminine, you don't reset the plan.
Did you forget to wash your car? I was thinking that one.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Did you forget to wash your car? That's a good one. Hey,
I mean, it's
Samantha,
a way of digging
we'll go with that.
Being,
sure. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. So, do you think it's more of an A-type personality that they don't mix? Hold on, we've got some questions. So here's the deal, guys. Just so that we're bantering, just to fill some time, because we want these questions to roll in. So we're here just to answer your questions. We're not here to just chit chat. We can do that in my house, right? We're here to answer your questions. So as long as you got questions, we'll stay here and do this. But if you don't have questions, we'll just go away and enjoy our Friday night, right? So, okay, so you got questions, we got answers, and you got us both here. You got my perspective, you got Barry's perspective. So bring it on, all right? So can you read these, though, Barry? We love the accent.
Thank you.
Okay, Barry.
Love you, Gina. Nice.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks. Kelly's my buddy.
What if you make more money
than your man? Oh, Barry. Tell.
See, the thing about it is, you can make more money than your partner. The woman can make more money than the partner. But if you weaponize it, dangerous. Because there are definite relationships where the woman is out being the breadwinner, the man's the stay-at-home husband. He's still in his masculine, but he's in his feminine during the day. The thing about masculine, by the way, masculine and feminine energy is a spectrum. It's not a fixation. So you may be more feminine in your nature, but you might be doing more masculine things during the day to get through. But you remember to go back to your feminine.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
We're live right now on TikTok.
Our host.
Yes, our host.
So the thing is that when you come home, the romantic part of the relationship ideally is you're in your natural state. So women more feminine, men more masculine. And you can do things to reset that. But in the business world, in the daily life, you might be doing other things too. If you're driving a car, you tend to be in your masculine because it's a directional action.
We're not talking about being in a car. We're literally talking about what if you make more money than your man.
Let me come back to that. Okay. So the thing is, people have...
I'm in my masculine.
I know.
I'm aware of it.
You're really good at it. So the thing about making more money has the implication, not the fact, but the implication that more money means more masculine, which is bullshit.
Okay, that's a good point.
But the thing is, when we make more money, because money is sense of control and it's power.
Right.
So in relationships, if you let money do that to you, they're going to end up switching roles. So if you make more money than your partner, but you set up the relationship where it's free of that, where you make sure that your relationship is clean, so the money becomes something you work out together.
Yeah.
Independent of who has more money. Then it becomes more easy to manage.
And so she should be paying for things what if she likes to go to nice dinners or things that cost a lot of money?
If you're in a committed relationship, especially if you're married, maybe you have something set up where you actually have a bank account where you put money in together that is joint money to spend on the relationship.
But what if would you advocate, I know you would, huh? Would you advocate a woman dating a man who wasn't at her income bracket, perhaps?
Yes. It really depends on her.
It doesn't make him mad. Yeah, it really depends, honestly. Yeah. I think the key here is whether you're cool with it or not. That's really what it comes down to, right? You can never date somebody's potential. So if you, listen, I talk to women all the time who are maybe older and they got a lot of money, and I discourage from dating younger guys because a lot of times those younger guys just want, a purse, basically. Mm-hmm. But honestly, if you're cool with that, who cares? As long as you know. As long as nobody's tricking anybody, fooling anybody, as long as you're not under the impression that this hot young guy likes you and for
just to get
your 60-year-old body,
right,
and you don't realize what it's about. So, I just think as long as everybody's being honest with what it is, and, I have more money than you, but, then I think also another way to survive and navigate this thing is you want to do things, maybe you don't do things that are as expensive. Maybe if as a woman, if you have more money than your partner, the key is that you might need to be okay with not having the high life, right? You might be...
Well, it also might mean that when he takes you out, he takes you out something cheaper than
Correct,
you can't
right,
afford.
Fair enough.
Afford easily,
yeah, fair enough.
That he can afford.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you to work it out, because again, it's like, is the relationship more important than the financial balance?
Right. And you have to decide that for yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. Haley's like, why did I even ask that question? Jesus. Okay. I don't like that. My bag would be too heavy.
Is that response to something else?
Something we said. Okay, so hang on. Do you think it's more, okay, we said that. All right. So, hey, we love it when you tell us your name and ask your question, because then you know who I am. I'm Gina Hendrix, matchmaker extraordinaire to billionaires and celebrities, and I've been doing it since 2008. And then Barry.
I compete with that.
And then Barry is?
Barry Selby, that is. And I think on TikTok it's Barry Selby 777 because the original internet account was gone.
And you specialize in, you're not just some random, British dude I rounded up at the wine bar. Tell them who you are.
I help women heal their hearts from past breakups. They can have a healthy choice and be free to choose what they really want in a relationship, to clarify what it is and attract the right sort of man.
Okay, so and it's my fault. I think I interrupted you. What are 3 things I could do to get in my feminine? Just 3 easy tips.
So one is let the man lead.
But no.
No, we didn't say that?
I know you said that, but
right.
I'm talking about, like, because here's the thing. You're talking about progressing to where I'm on a date with a man.
Right, so on
but
your
if
own.
a woman
Right,
a woman is not even in her feminine, she a lot of times can't even get a date with the type of man she wants, right? So just me as being me right now.
Right.
Go.
So do things that increase your feminine.
Like
bubble baths. Yeah, that sucks when you're masculine. You don't feel like it.
No, but you really think taking a bubble bath is going to reset these deep layers of me being like a boss?
And
what?
There are things you do for your feminine, like bubbles, go dancing, do things that actually shift your energetic. But yes, if you've got a steeped practice of being your masculine, you might want to get with somebody who can help you reinforce the feminine. My work with my clients a lot of times is I hold the space with them so they can actually soften a bit because they don't realize they can trust the space I hold for them. Because most women in the masculine also haven't been with a man that holds the space strong enough for them because they dominate most men.
Right, but it's sort of like 6 of one, half dozen of another, or the cart before the horse. They have to figure out how to get in their feminine before they can even get to the part where they're on a date with a man, right? So it's like, I think, okay, bubble bath. I'm going to take a bubble bath. All right, what else you got for me, Barry? Dancing around the house. Who says I don't already dance around the house?
But how do you dance? Do you flow, or do you have like a routine?
Just sort of dance.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, and what else? That's 2.
So the third one is basically to be around other women. One of the biggest things women do who are in the masculine is they tend to separate from other women. Something about being with other women.
I have a private group where I'm surrounded by 3,000 women.
But they're not your equals.
No, they're not.
Right. So being around women who are your equals, because what happens is those women tend to, it's like I'm saying infection's the wrong way of saying it, but it's like it's a level of.
That's interesting.
Contagion, because what happens is when you're around women all together, what tends to happen is a movement towards a feminine energetic. It's almost natural. But when you're leading women in the feminine, or you're going towards the women, it's insanely masculine because you're leading. It's almost built in. Because that directional thing is a masculine energetic, not sexuality based, just functionality.
And
based.
you don't think meditation would help get somebody into their feminine? Because
the thing about meditation is an interesting not dichotomy, but the thing with meditation, if you do a sitting meditation, that's a masculine practice because it's stillness, emptiness.
That's a masculine practice?
Yeah, it is.
Whoa,
yeah.
That's a revelation here.
Dancing, as I mentioned earlier, like freeform dancing or yoga, things that are movement-based, is a more of a feminine meditation practice because feminine is movement.
So then maybe somebody should do maybe yoga is one of the 3 things that it should be. I think that's better than a bubble bath, to be honest with you.
You wanted 3 different things.
I know.
I just started with one easy one, then moved down the scale.
Fair enough. I think yoga. I think yoga is a good idea. Okay, we're going to take some questions. I think he is very out of tune. Oh, they can be ugly. I just tell you,
fine.
These TikTok people can be hard.
I appreciate honesty. It's fine with me.
Core. Okay, bring your questions though. Masculinity is action or doing oriented energy. Feminine is receiving and being. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not the case, and I think Barry knows that, and I think we all like intellectually we know that, but then it's sort of like, how do you put these things into practice? You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. Hello. Is he single? I'm British in Texas. And Betty, are you single?
I'm single in LA.
We've talked about this before. Sometimes as relationship experts, the more you, and Barry agrees, the more you know about people in relationships, the harder it becomes. And why is that? Why does it, I know why, but why does it
For me personally, because the work I do is more important. And by the way, masculine stuff is purpose driven. A true masculine man has a calling greater than himself. That's one of the qualities of a masculine man. And when it's clear is a masculine's purpose, and this is actually from one of my teachers, masculinity, purpose comes before a relationship. And any relationship I'm going to be in has to be additive to what I'm doing. If there's anything that pulls away from it, I can't do it. And so so my dating choices is I want to meet somebody who's done work that parallels what I do, not the same, but where it can be complementary, so we can do this together. Because that's my only desire for a relationship.
Oh, you want to pull a Matthew Hussey and make your lady part of your brand?
No, I want to
I think that's
find
just
a woman who's already doing it.
A cheap, okay,
You want to
fair
go with
enough.
Matthew?
He
Don't even go
recruited,
there.
right?
Yeah, he recruited.
Okay.
I don't recruit.
Right. We don't know about her. We don't know that she was, but I don't
Right.
think she was a relationship person. So
Little
anyway,
dig there in
now
public.
that's okay. TikTok loves when you keep it real and raw,
Yeah.
and I'm always real and raw.
Yes, indeed.
No, but Matthew Hussey, for those of you who love him, and I don't, I like anybody who's willing to help people, but I don't know that a man who's like trying to give advice to women and wants to now make his fiance and wife part of his brand story
Without any visibility before that.
Yeah, right, exactly. I feel like that's just an angle for him. It becomes all about him.
And also say clearly, I know because of the work I do, my dating pool is much more reduced.
Yes, so that's the
Which
other
I'm
side.
honest about.
That's the other thing. Because of what we do, it does like frighten people. Like like
Am I
because
going
we
to
know,
therapize them or something like
right?
that?
Because
Yeah.
we know so much. The other thing is that also just because when you get to a place where you do know and you are healthy and then now I see through people and I know what their issues are right away, and you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And most people haven't done the work and aren't in where we are.
It's so hard to go on a
it's
date. It's hard
complicated.
to hang out with anybody who hasn't done some sort of work, because
Right.
it's almost impossible to keep my mouth shut and say, I'm not going to say anything because
I know
too much.
I know, exactly. Okay, any questions? I think, what does that say? I think men are head of house no matter what it's God's will.
That's a God's thing.
Sometimes they're
I don't
religious
agree with
people.
that one, yeah.
All right, what area are you in? Are you talking to Barry? Barry, if you like a woman after a date, would you find yourself texting her every day after that? Oh, that's
No,
a good question.
I would say no.
That's a good question.
If you're going to date with somebody you like them a lot, definitely communicate with them, I would say within 24 hours, just to say you enjoyed the date.
What about, don't you believe in setting it? Don't you think if you really liked her, you'd want to say, hey, I had a really great time? Do you believe,
Before you finish the first date?
Or
at the end of the first
at
date?
the end of the first date,
Yeah.
like asking her out for a second date.
Well, if you've done that and you've already started with emotion, the reason to follow up is to build the next connection, the next chance to be together. So if you do it at the end of the first date, or if you didn't get a chance to within 24 hours.
You would ask for a next date.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so let's say you have your second date set,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say you went, okay, let's just pretend.
So it's a week away sort of thing.
Yes.
So then it'd be nice, I think, to reach out sometime between then and like thinking of you, looking forward to a date, something like that. Not checking in, not
I
chasing.
agree.
And not every day.
I agree.
That is way too harassing, frankly.
It's weird, it's needy.
It's harassing, yeah.
I don't know. Harassing's
come across that way.
Harassing's an interesting choice of word.
It's a dangerous place to walk.
I think it's building a false sense of intimacy.
Well,
It's inappropriate.
It also puts a place where the other person is like, enough already, back away.
Right.
You want to be detached enough to be attractive, because when you're too needy, you're unattractive. It doesn't
right.
work.
Yeah.
Especially
I
for
don't.
men.
And yeah, I have no desire to chit chat with a total stranger. Would most girls look at their date as weak if their date gets bullied and he just ignores it?
Depends on the situation. Because some men who know their truth, especially if they know how to fight, might be more willing to walk away and play cool than actually to stand up to the bully.
I also think it depends on the woman. Like,
Yeah.
If I'm putting myself in the shoes of you asking this question, and if I was a woman and I was with a guy and he got bullied, no, I'd be grateful that he wasn't stirring up a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
You don't want to go to hospital with him.
No, I don't want to be involved. I'm a person that doesn't. I have a busy life. I don't want to get involved in drama. I mean, I think a sane, rational person sees the bigger picture, which is, bullies and drama and fighting is for low end type people. And if you're more elevated, then you would be grateful that you're with somebody that's smarter than that. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to be a bully. It's harder to take the high road.
Right.
So there's that. Yes, I'm glad you agree with me.
Yes.
Okay, send us roses. We love it. We love it. And Barry is here on TikTok, and he's new to TikTok. So let's get some followers for Barry. Get some love for Barry. He's Barry Selby 777.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to figure out and get my original account back.
Why don't you have you tried Love Doctor to see if that's available? Like,
I haven't tried that one, no.
he's also on Clubhouse. He's
Yes,
bigger. He's big on Clubhouse.
Big on Clubhouse.
But he hasn't conquered TikTok yet. Okay, hold on.
Unlike
These
this
things
one.
are going. No, I'm doing pretty well on TikTok.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I don't have daily money. Okay. See, people talk within themselves here.
Yes, with each other, yeah.
All right. Anybody got a question? Second date, and I want to. What does this say?
Second date and I want to. close? No.
Well, just try to put it together. Closer to his house the first time. He should come closer to mine the second date. Well, first of all, okay, what's your view on this, Barry? Because I have my own view.
I personally feel that, especially the first time you get together, is because I have a whole thing about women who've had challenges in the past, like, with Me Too conversation and everything else, is the first date should be neutral territory. You both get yourself there independently.
In the middle. I agree. I like that.
And
why would it be closer to one person's house or the other? In fact, why not have the first few dates just in neutral territory altogether?
Because the woman then has freedom to leave when she wants to. She feels safer, and she can trust. She doesn't know she can trust him.
I would never. It's like, what's he like ordering a pizza for delivery? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. High road. Yes. Okay. Next question. Anybody? Here's the thing. You guys know me, Gina Hendrix, been a matchmaker, worked with celebrities, billionaires, multimillionaires, been doing this since 2008, long time, yes. I've written several books, and I love talking about love and dating, and I love to help elevate ladies. I love to help everybody, men and women, do dating better. Barry is a dating guru. You've been a coach for a very long time. He's a champion for the divine feminine, and a best-selling author on Amazon. Okay, so you got us both here. Might as well ask us your questions, all right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, okay, so let's see. Anybody, okay, so here's what I love. I love when people tell me their name and tell me their question.
Absolutely.
Tell me their name, because then I know who I'm talking to, right?
Exactly.
You know our name, Barry Gina, all right?
Yep.
It's the Barry Gina Show. And if you like us, if you like me, share this thing. It costs you nothing.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm getting better and better at it.
That's
okay,
good.
But ask us your question, please. Yes, why are you hanging out with this man who has teenage advice? And okay, so these are questions.
Insulting, yeah.
It's fun. It's annoying. It's annoying to me because they're having conversations within.
Well, no,
they're not talking to us.
No, he's throwing shade at me.
He
thinks I'm 100.
Wait,
I'll
why
take it as a
are you
compliment.
hanging out with this man who has teenage I didn't even think that.
Yep.
Barry, come on. You know why? Because I love everybody's perspective, and I do value Barry, and he's not 100. He's only 75. Come on.
I look pretty damn good for 75.
No, he's not.
For 100, I look pretty damn good too.
He's not 75. No. I think I like everybody's perspective. We have good banter together. He rolls with my insults.
Yep.
So this is why he's here, okay? But no, let's just have some fun. Ask us some questions, okay? Let's see. Oh, I didn't even get the insult. See, this is because I take the high road. My brain doesn't even function like that.
I'm an EastEnder, so I'm used to being insulted.
Slow it down, okay? See, these TikTok people will tell you. That was straight at him. Yes, Barry explained that to me. All right, Susan, hold back on intimate kissing as long as possible. What do you think about that? Actually, it's a great question, Susan. Thank you.
I would say the fact there's no rules on that, it's really up to you. I would be cautious not to give away the farm, so to speak, too early.
What is the farm? Exactly.
Well, basically giving in to whatever he wants without actually getting your own boundaries set up first.
Yeah.
So healthy boundaries is important in any relationship. Taking the time to get to know somebody, yes. But if there's a desire, I mean, I've no problem with having a kiss on the first date, but not jumping in the sack unless it's incredibly attractive. Like if you've got great chemistry, maybe, but I'm not pushing that forward. I mean, I've had dates in the past where it went that way. But it's like that relationship lasted quite a while too. So there's no wrong way of doing that. But I would say, don't do it. First of all, don't do it to get approval, or don't do it to make them like you. That's a trap.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it if there's any agenda. But
Right.
if you're in the moment and you're feeling it,
And
I'd
you
say
both want to,
go for it, because
Yeah.
kissing is so fun, So fun.
And my link is, unfortunately, can't put it in I don't know how we put it in here.
Right.
But basically, my
We're not that TikTok savvy.
my TikTok user ID is Barry Selby 777.
All right. Are there true affluent men on apps, or should I hire a matchmaker for real potentials?
Well, I think this person could give you some feedback on this.
Yeah,
She's a
this is why
matchmaker to rich men.
This is why she's asking. Okay, so I'm going to give you the straight scoop here. All right. So I'll just tell you, for me, right? I only work with 7 to 8 clients. Like, I have a super ultra exclusive boutique matchmaking service where I work with some of the most eligible men in the world. But here's the thing: I'm only working with 7 to 8 of those guys. So, and within those 7 to 8, can you imagine? They're all age ranges. They're all looking for different types. So there's not a lot of women that are going to actually qualify. But it ebbs and flows. I get different clients all the time. Some are on the books, some are off the books.
Right.
So, but saying this, most matchmakers, the problem with most matchmakers, and it's why I don't like most matchmakers, to be honest with you, is because they aren't picky about who they work with. They will take anybody's money if it's green. That's the bottom. That's all That's, you know, that's their one qualifier. Hate to say that, but it is true. And so I really do believe, and I know for a fact, there are amazing, affluent, great guys on the dating apps. My one girlfriend, Keisha, who's also here on TikTok, trying to kick ass, not yet, but she will. She met this guy who just sold his company for 2.5 billion. She met him on Bumble, and even before him, she just meets a string of them. But she shows up like a rock star. She looks amazing. She's 48. And so she's not a spring chicken, but she is as hot can be at 48. And that's the key. That's what you got to do. So you can meet them on the dating apps, but only if you show up like an absolute rock star. Right, Barry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And if you look average and low end, you're never going to connect with them, and you think they're not there, but they are there 100%. So you're better off doing it on the dating apps if you know what you're doing. 100%, because nobody will look out for you like you. Okay? All right. Don't get distracted and become so defensive. Stay focused.
I'm not sure that was for.
Chad, we're not sure who that's for. He also didn't walk me to my car. Maybe there's another conversation happening within here.
Okay, so his one.
I need your guidance. LJ, are you talking about Gina's guidance, or are you talking about Barry's guidance? Are you talking about
You
the
got to be
duo?
specific here.
The duo.
But we're walking to the car thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is one of my.
Is Gary, is
He was-
he
yeah.
trying to leave? Yeah, Greg. Oh, okay. Greg wants to leave, so we're going to wrap up this.
I guess
So
we are.
here's the good news. Here's the good news. We're going live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We're going to
9
try
Pacific. Yes.
9 a.m. Pacific. We're going live here at 9 a.m. Pacific. If you have any questions, email us, teamgina@ginahendrix.com, and we are going to keep this conversation going tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific.
See you then.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.